Hi, my name is Shane and welcome to Skyline Psychology. Today I want to share one of the most studied, tried, and tested techniques out there for managing anxiety. The method is from Cognitive Behaviour Therapy, or CBT for short, and it's called the ABC model. If you get nothing else out of all my videos, it will be that we psychologists love our acronyms, or WPLOA for short. This ABC model isn't only used to treat anxiety, but since this is a series on anxiety, we'll look at it from that perspective. The ABC model examines the relationship between an activating event, beliefs, and consequent feelings and behaviors. You'll notice the first letter of each of those things form the ABC acronym. So in daily life, we commonly link A's, activating events, to C's, consequence. For example, having to give a presentation in front of the class, A, and feeling anxiety as a result, it's C. We tend to make causal connections between A and C, like in the example before, that giving a presentation in front of the class is the thing that causes the anxiety. This model proposes, though, that there's a mediating factor at play here between the A and the C. And I'm sure you've guessed it, it's the B's, or beliefs, which, as we'll see in a moment, shape the feelings that follow. So let's stick with the same A, giving a presentation in front of the class. Now let's look at some of the B's and what feelings they might lead to. I'm going to muck it up and make mistakes. It'll all go wrong. These beliefs have a tone of failure. The likely feeling linked to these thoughts could be fear or anxiety. This speech won't be good enough. I'm boring to listen to. People will judge me negatively. These thoughts have a tone of judgment. The likely feeling state linked with them might be shame and maybe anxiety about the possibility for embarrassment. What I'm attempting to show here is that the A is actually neutral and doesn't have meaning until we assign it with meaning. We assign meaning with the B's, which then leads to the differing kinds of C's, that is, the feelings and behaviors. We also understand that it can't be the A that causes the C, because if that were the case, everyone who had to give a presentation in front of the class would all feel the same thing as a consequence. The fact that different people experience different feelings about the same thing shows that there has to be some other explanation and mediating factor. I mean, how can we account for those distinctive individuals that actually like giving presentations in front of people? We've also come to learn that when we change some of the beliefs about the situation, our feelings can change considerably as a result. What if you're able to reframe the event and connect with the belief that most people in the audience are probably just glad it isn't them up there on the stage? Or that most people are good-natured, want to see you succeed, and want the best for you? Maybe you believe that there's no such thing as perfection, so any mistakes that occur in the presentation can be taken in your stride. More radically, imagine believing that people are free to think whatever they like, and what they think has little to no bearing on how your presentation goes. So, by adopting some of these beliefs, you can see how someone's experience of anxiety may change, could lessen, or even disappear. Here's another example of reframing to really bring the concept home. This isn't exactly about anxiety, but you can see the pattern here. Imagine you see a person in a wheelchair and you think, it must be tough having to be stuck in that chair with all the limits that come with it. As a result of thinking this way, you may feel upset, saddened, and possibly hopeless, imagining yourself in that situation. Now, consider this reframe and see if you feel any different. The wheelchair actually gives the person more freedom than they might otherwise have. Without it, they might be stuck at home and may not be able to go out at all. I know when I think about this situation in that way, I feel far more hopeful and positive. Nothing's changed about the situation other than the way I framed it. And once more, to reinforce the principles of the ABC model, the person in the wheelchair is a neutral stimulus. The way I feel about the situation is mediated by the types of thoughts and judgments I have about them. So the next time you're feeling anxiety about something, try to identify what the activating event is, and better yet, spend some time exploring what your mind is telling you about the activating event. In doing that, you could come up with some other beliefs and reframes that might reduce or even get rid of the anxiety that was there before. Here are some helpful examples of coping statements to get you going, especially when your mind's decided to generate anxiety for you. The worst case scenario your mind has conjured is not likely to happen. Over 90% of the things we worry about never come to pass. On those rare occasions they do come to pass, the consequences are never as bad as we imagine, and we cope much better than we expect. I can let go of things that are outside of my control and commit to action on the things that are in my control. I can cope with challenges as they arise. I am enough. I hope you found this brief introduction to the ABC model helpful, and thank you for watching to the end. This model has a lot more depth, and if you're interested in learning more, don't hesitate to get in contact with us. If you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Leave a comment if you want to comment, or have any suggestions on what other videos you might like to see. As always, for bookings and appointments, please reach us through our website, and I'll see you at the next one.